All the times in my life that I've taken a break from shuffling, I have been at my lowest. I'll just be really honest. An abusive relationship. You're gonna end up quitting. They're doing that for the camera. That only gets you so far. I just don't agree with it. And reclaim my energy as my own person. I'm telling you, you will live your dream life so fast. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna get deep, so I hope you're prepared for that. But I really wanted to make this video because I think of my younger self when I first started shuffling and how scared I was by fear of judgment. And when I look at myself 3 years ago, I just feel like I see someone who was not confident in herself and in her skin, and someone that didn't really know who she was. I want to be sort of a bigger sister, a friend for you on your shuffle journey if you are feeling sort of confused on how to build that confidence, or if you are a beginner shuffler and that's the reason that's holding you back. That makes me sad to know that there's people out there that are not starting dance because they don't feel confident enough. So we're gonna go over all of the things that have helped me and what I wish I would have known when I first started. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first tip that I have for you is to define your own version of confidence. I am not here to tell you what confidence means because you're not going to be able to reach your true potential of confidence if you don't even know what that means. You can go to Google, you can go to ChatGPT, you can ask your mom, you can ask your friends, you can ask anybody else what confidence is, and it does not matter unless it feels true to you. And my version of confidence can be different than yours. So keep that in mind and make that like your number one priority. Step number one is to define what that means to you. All right, so my next tip, I literally sound like a broken record, you guys. I say this in every video, but it is to have a shuffle purpose. I can't scream at you enough to do this because without a shuffle purpose and a shuffle intention, everything just doesn't make sense with shuffling. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it, but having a bigger purpose makes everything just make sense. And I feel like it's natural, like, you know, in life, the people in the world that have a purpose feel like they are serving their purpose to their highest potential naturally are the ones that A, holds the most wisdom, B, are at the most peace with their life, and C, are happy individuals. And I think that that goes to show because they have a bigger reason. So get clear on that. All right, so my next tip is to dance with your emotions and not against them. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning, everybody has their own version of confidence. For me, it's not a superficial thing that I'm trying to chase. It's more of being confident with who I am internally, being confident with my thoughts, being confident with my feelings, being confident with my emotions. And so for me, being able to dance with my emotions is naturally going to emit confidence because I'm being myself. I'm showing up as myself and I don't care who portrays it as what. When you can start to express yourself from your soul, from your heart, you are going to radiate confidence because you are doing what confidence is at its core. Like, you are being yourself, and there is nothing sexier, there is nothing more beautiful, there is nothing more powerful than being who you are naturally. But dance with your emotions, not against them. Feel them. When you go and practice, like, feel your emotions. And if you struggle learning how to feel that, start writing them down. Start saying them out loud while you take a shower or while you're in your car. Like, get to know what's going on in here and what's going on in here. Because if you don't know that, or they're not connecting, how are you going to be able to work on your confidence? You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. My next step is kind of a basic one, but it is to start small and understand that confidence is a process. It's no different, you guys, than any other skill in this world. Cooking, baking, painting, swimming, all of these things, it's going to take time to build that confidence. It's going to take time to not be scared to do it in front of other people or to put it on the internet or to just feel good about it. It's going to take time, okay? You got to just be real with yourself. And sometimes we are our like biggest critics and we're so mean to ourselves. But like, what would you tell your best friend if they were struggling with something? You would tell them to like be realistic and understand that it takes time. We're not going to be perfect overnight. In fact, we're never going to be perfect. So understand that and have grace with yourself when you start your journey, or if you're 5 years into dancing and you still are hard on yourself. Gotta get to a point where you just take it black and white and you understand it is just part of the journey. This is natural. I'm not gonna feel confident at it right away. Start small with your goals. If you go into shuffling and you are a beginner shuffler and you have this crazy expectation of where you want to be in 3 weeks, and 3 weeks come and you are nowhere close to that, you're more likely going to shut down and just not even keep trying because your goals are way too high. You have to set realistic goals. So start small. Say, I'm just going to work on the Running Man for 5 days a week for 10 minutes. I'm going to work on the Running Man for 3 weeks straight. Those are small enough goals, and I promise you, if you do that for those 3 weeks, you will be better at the Running Man. But if you go into it and you say, I want to be able to do these 10 moves in 3 weeks, you're gonna exhaust yourself out, and you're gonna end up quitting. So start small and work your way up with your goals. All right, so this next one, we're gonna get a little bit deep, but it is to get to know your shadow self. If you don't know what your shadow self is, it's basically all of the things that you view as negative about yourself, the things you don't like about yourself, the way you handle situations when you're angry, or how you act when you're cranky, the things that you've done in your life that you regret, the things that you just think could be better about yourself. That is your shadow self. And if we can get clear on who our shadow self is and the traits that our shadow self does, it's going to be a lot easier to break through a low level of confidence, because low level of confidence, all it is really, it's a low vibration. And so we need to learn how to raise our vibration. And in order to raise our vibration, we have to understand what lowers it in the first place. That was a lot of up and down, but I hope that you're here with me and I hope that you understand. So it's all a sense of being aware and acknowledging what we are, what we aren't, how to get better. So just become familiar with that, and that will help your confidence in the long run a lot. All right, this next one, it's such a wholesome one for me, but it is to connect to your inner child. You guys, kids are so themselves. When I was a kid, I was fiercely myself. I did not have a care in the world. Like, I was the kid doing pirouettes, fouettes, cartwheels, all the things, like in the grocery store. Did not care what people thought of me because I was a child. And thank God I grew up without social media, and I think that that had a lot to do with that. But kids naturally are just themselves, and I think there's a lot to learn from them. I think, unfortunately, society and the government and all of these other things like teach us to be things that we're not, and you guys, that's a whole nother conversation for another video. But I just think that we grow up and we lose sight of what it really means to be alive, and there's a lot of healing and power that comes from tapping into your inner child. And that's probably a whole nother video for a whole nother day on how to do that and the benefits of that. But if you can listen to your inner child and talk to her, talk to him, talking to your inner child can really release like those grown-up inhibitions that we carry and the status that we feel the need to hold. And bless you, I just feel like connecting to your inner child in any ways, whether it's dancing or whether it's, journal sessions, whether it's watching old cartoons that your old, self used to like, or playing dress up more, doing things for fun, playing Sims, playing games, dancing. Like, there's so many ways that we can bring out our inner child. And I know that feels scary, and to some it kind of might feel silly, but I'm telling you, the more that you practice inner child work, the more confident you will become in all aspects of your life. All right, so my next tip is to practice imperfection and to get really good at accepting constructive criticism. I have been dancing for I was put in my first class at 3, so I've been dancing for 25 years now. From about 3 to 6, I was doing like recreational classes, like a couple classes a week, and then at age 6, like I got into competition team, and I was a full-time dancer basically until high school, where I was in drill team, and then I went to get a degree in dance in college, and now I'm doing this. So I have been dancing a long time, and one of the main things that dance has taught me is constructive criticism, and how amazing your life can be when you learn to get good at accepting constructive criticism. This will help you build your confidence because you don't let things break you. You use it to grow, and it's no different, you guys, than my car is messed up and I take it to the dealership and I'm like, hey, what's going on with this? And they say, well, you need an oil change. You need to get new brake pads. You need to rotate your tires. They are telling me what is going to run my car better if I do X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to be like, how dare you? How dare you tell me I need an oil change? Like, no, I'm going to go do that. And what do you know? My car's gonna run better. Ding, ding, ding. Like, you guys, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in life. You always see this angel from heaven. She's upset because it's 24 minutes, you guys, past her WALK. So she's begging. Sorry. All right, so tip number 9 is to dance to heal, not to perform. This is honestly a big pet peeve of mine and something I could talk about for hours. When I graduated college, I was a dance team director at a studio in Austin. And one thing I hated about that job was it just seemed like the art was taken away. It was all about winning. It was all about getting a trophy. It was all about being the best. It was all about performance. And that just drove me nuts because I don't believe that that's what dance is about. I think that that completely strips dance away of what it actually freaking is in the first place. And I just don't agree with it. And I can say that as growing up being a competitive dancer. I don't like how competitive dance is. And it strips it away. And using dance to perform can be very beneficial when it comes to the reason behind it. Why are they performing in the first place? I'm not saying performance is bad. There's a lot of dance companies that put on amazing dance shows that really hit on what dance is in general, and there's a message to be made, and it brings people together, and you can see the expression, you can feel the expression in the room, but you can also feel the difference in sitting in a competition room where everyone's just trying to be the best, and that only gets you so far. So with social media and with a lot of people posting shuffling online, I just really want you to know that what you see isn't always real, you guys. And you might see someone shuffling online and they are going out really like getting it on for the camera. They're doing that for the camera, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't want you to judge yourself or compare yourself thinking that that is how you have to look all the time. And if you don't look like that, you're not worthy, you're not good enough. It's a cycle. It's a toxic cycle, you guys, and you have to be able to understand reality, and you have to be able to understand like what's in here. Okay, this is what matters. Not this camera, not the internet, not the money, not the views. Literally, poof, be gone. None of that matters at the end of the day. What matters is in here. So you want to be able to dance, to heal, to be yourself, to express yourself, and everything else will come in place. But you got to start there. Okay, tip number 10 is to challenge your negative thoughts. And what I mean by that is naturally we're all going to have self-sabotage thoughts. No matter how confident of a person you are, no matter how much healing you've done in your life, you're gonna reach a day where you are just down in the gutter and you're just feeling it. And you have to be able to have a routine to get you out of that, right? That's sort of what separates someone who's, very spiritually sophisticated, maybe I say, or someone that's stuck in the matrix a little bit. The difference is someone who knows how to handle their emotions and their feelings and someone who doesn't. So I'll just be really honest, like you can choose to sulk in your feelings. If you're feeling low about yourself, you can choose to keep comparing and keep getting on TikTok and Instagram and just keep hurting yourself, or you can choose to put it into it and have a routine for yourself when you're feeling like that. You have to be able to manage your emotions. And I'm telling you right now, the most beautiful person in the world who has everything she wants, I'm telling you right now, even that person has days where they're not confident. It's a natural human feeling and it's not going to go anywhere. We do live in a world where unfortunately social media is just everywhere and it's very easy to compare, but being able to say, okay, I've had too much of this, I'm going to put my phone away and I'm going to do something for me and return back to self and reclaim my energy as my own person, you're going to build so much more confidence being able to do that. But you got to have a routine for when you kind of do get stuck in the gutter. All right, so my next tip is to grow in a safe space. And there's this quote I'm sure you've heard. It's, if you spend your time chasing butterflies, they'll fly away. But if you spend your time creating a beautiful garden, the butterflies will fly to you. Create a safe space for you to be able to grow. Because if you're in an abusive relationship, if you are in a toxic home, if your mind is toxic, if you're not healing your wounds, if you are living a day-to-day that is just not you, you're not going to be able to attract that vibration of confidence that you so desire. But if you are showing up as your best self and acting as if, and focusing on growth and focusing on being a better person, working on your goals and having a bigger purpose in your life, just living at your highest capacity, naturally confidence will consume you. It will gravitate towards you. It will become you. But you have to raise your vibration, and one way to do that is to create a safe space. So try really hard to do that. That is all the tips that I have for you. I know that they are more like things that you need to work on internally as opposed to physical, but again, I think confidence comes from within, and this art form is so healing, and I feel like it always comes back in my life when I need it the most. And I have taken time away from shuffling, and what's crazy is all the times in my life that I've taken a break from shuffling, I have been the saddest and I've been at my lowest, and all the times that I've been dancing, I've been at my highest and I've been the happiest that I've ever been, and that's not a coincidence. So if you allow shuffling to expand your life, I'm telling you, you will live your dream life so fast, and you will really reap the benefits of what it means to actually live. But I hope that this video inspires you, and I hope that it gets you excited to dance and to build your confidence and all the amazing things that it can do for you. But I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Mwah.